Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Demon Slayer. Last time on Demon Slayer, we had Temari Demon and Arrow Demon. Had to look over and make sure I was looking at the right episode. Yes, so the Temari and Arrow Demons attacked Miss Tamayo's house, and yeah, basically one of them throws balls, the other one manifests arrows. This constitutes a threat because it really does, doesn't it? It's quite dangerous, But we learned that these two demons were part of the whatever they said they were. I don't remember now. Kizuki? The Kizuki. That sounds right. The Kizuki. The 12 Kizuki. The Colin Kizuki. No, wait. Hold on. No. Yes. Kizuki. They're important. Anyway. So yeah, Tanjiro and the others tried fighting them, and then they decided that Tamayo, Yushiro, and Nezuko would fight the Temari demon, while Tanjiro dealt with the Arrow demon, and he did, and he combined some of his techniques, and he managed to win. At least I think he won. I'm pretty sure he cut his head off, so that guy might be dead. And might not get any blood samples from that. But there is still the other one that they can deal with. Also, Nezuko lost her foot. Poor thing. Oh well. She tried to kick the ball, it just didn't work, so yeah. Anywho. But yeah, that was pretty much that. So yeah, I guess we should just move right along. Like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's go ahead and jump right into this episode of Demon Slayer. Here we go. Alrighty. Man, it's so interesting how this show keeps showing, like, the most evil demons, but they show that last shred of humanity in them, you know? And I like that. That's really interesting. And honestly, I guess it kind of just makes the distinction that, yeah, Kibutsuji is the true evil here. He's the demon, you know? Everyone else is just a victim of him, you know? Even though, yes, specifically the Temari demon, I mean, how many people has she murdered, you know? All of that, and still, at her core, is just a scared little girl. It was the same with the demon that, you know, killed most of Urokodaki's kids, you know? We didn't get that for the Arrow Demon, I will say. The Arrow Demon just kind of died, but that's alright. That's alright. But, I don't know, it's an interesting thing. I mean, I guess we also kind of didn't get that with the Swamp Demon from a little while ago. That one was more of... I mean, with him, he was afraid... Because he was afraid of Kibutsuji, you know? That was just the general fear with him, but it wasn't... It didn't harken back to more of his humanity, you know? Which was interesting. So yeah, really, really interesting stuff this episode. Kibutsuji's curse. So now we know. Now we know what Kibutsuji's curse actually is. It's, if you say his name, you die. Which as a JoJo fan sounds familiar. As somebody who went through all of part 4, which... I said Kibutsuji reminded me a lot of Kira, Yoshikage Kira. There you go, that's the next part. It's the power of bites the dust. I mean, it's not the same voice actor, but the voice actor for Kibutsuji, just the way he talks, like, it's so similar to Yoshikage Kira in the dubs, obviously. So I like that. And hey, if you're going to emulate anyone, even if you didn't mean to, that's a good one to emulate, you know? So yeah. So, these two were not part of the 12 Kizuki, which is interesting. But, I mean, they were trusted enough. To, go do this mission they were given this mission by Kibutsuji himself, Ugh. So that's interesting. It's also an interesting thing that now I have to think, did, so Tamayo, she said she broke Kibutsuji's curse specifically, which means she can talk about him without, being killed. Man, I wonder how she did that, this honestly has brought up more questions about Tamayo, but it's so interesting. I like her, And, okay, maybe that could be the other reason that Gyu put the muzzle on Nezuko, It could be. I mean, I guess the main reason is just so that, she wouldn't go after, try to eat humans, I think that was his main thing before Urokodaki figured out that she doesn't do that. She just sleeps, But yeah, I don't know. I guess that could be the other part of it. I mean, I don't know. They've confirmed. I mean, all they've done is just confirm it's a muzzle. But they haven't really talked about what it's for. Granted, Gyu hasn't shown up since episode 1, and look, as a Johnny and Bosch fan, it makes me mad because I want more of Johnny and Bosch. It's like every time I hear that man's voice, it's so great. God, and probably, I'm gonna say one of his greatest performances of all time is Lelouch in Code Geass. Just spectacular, But even still, I've also, heard him as Artemis in Sailor Moon or Jonathan Joestar. I love the man. And as soon as I heard him and he was in this, I was like, yes, let's have Johnny on Bosch. And he hasn't been here since episode 1. I hope he comes back. I hope he comes back at some point, I'm sure he will. I just want it to happen already. But anyway. But yeah, so that was interesting. We did also have, I guess, going through other stuff, the Arrow Demon, though he had his head cut off, he lasted for a little bit longer and was able to exhaust Tanjiro, which was interesting. And yeah, that was good. He literally had to pull out all of his techniques in order to, stay alive during that. But he managed to outlast him. And he got him. He died, which was good. And yeah, I love too just the fact that did exhaust Tanjiro, to the point that he broke a rib and he broke a leg, and he really had to struggle to get going. Couldn't even grip his sword because he was so tired, So he put it in his mouth instead, which I know, because let's just say I'm an old One Piece fan. And I mean a really old One Piece fan, where I watched One Piece back in the day when it was still done by 4Kids and was on Saturday morning, Kids WB and shit. So that was pretty much the last time I watched One Piece. And yeah, back when it was Zolo, not Zoro. But yeah, I haven't watched any of that, what is that, 15 years at least since that. So I don't know. I'm not up to date on One Piece at all. I've thought about it though. But I've also heard that it's better to read One Piece than to watch One Piece. And honestly, I am not going to be reacting to it. That's just impossible, man. I'd have to do one episode every day, and that's just not happening. So, anywho, but yeah, so it's just an interesting thing. But yeah, back to Tanjiro, back to Demon Slayer. Ugh, nice. We also did get Nezuko's true strength after getting that healing serum, and she regrew her leg. We did get Nezuko's true strength that she was able to keep pace with the Tamari demon. Now, granted, Tamayo said if the Tamari demon was going all out, then no, Nezuko wouldn't stand a chance. But I did like seeing that, and the two of them just kicking that Tamari ball back and forth was just really funny. I just kind of like that. And And yeah, honestly, because they even say it's like it's really futile for demons to fight each other because they can't inflict mortal wounds. There's only three ways to kill a demon: the sun, the sword of a demon slayer, or Kibutsuji's curse. Well, no, even then, I guess Kibutsuji didn't kill her, did he? The curse didn't kill her. It just, gravely wounded her to where, once the sunlight came in, that did her in, Yeah, I guess even the curse can't really kill you, I don't know. Ugh, getting hiccups. I'm drinking too fast. But yeah, so that was interesting. And then we got Tamayo's spell, which messes with the mind to make people tell the truth. And because of that, the Tamari demon said Kibutsuji's name. And you can't do that. You can't say his name. And thus, she was... I mean, that's just crazy. That's... Like, I don't know why, that's the craziest thing to me, is just these arms that just burst out of her and then kill her, Like, in the same series, in the same series where it's like, demons and all this stuff, and blood magic, and her blood magic that she does, But for some reason, it's the arms that come out and kill her, where I'm like, man, that is the most insane, All because she said the man's name. Well, the guy's name. The demon's name, Damn, man. Damn. And yeah, I also liked Tanjiro saying, he truly is a demon, Everything he does, this girl, she was just a normal girl, She was just a normal girl, and she was turned into this monster. But, is she the monster or is he the monster? Or both. Is she a monster because he's a monster? You kind of go into that. But yeah, it's a very interesting thing. And also on that, because you have, the talk of monsters and demons, you also have the whole thing of Nezuko, where the spell should, in very, strict terms, the spell should only be for... It should only be for humans and demons. She protects humans, she hates demons. But, to her, Tamayo and Yushiro are human, Which is an interesting thing. She does make that distinction, She makes the distinction between human and demon in the same way that, Tanjiro looks at the Tamari demon and is like, well, yes, you did all these things, but at your core, you were just a scared little girl, Whereas Kibutsuji, he's the real demon for turning you into this, So that's really interesting. And yeah, I did love that. I really do like when Miss Tamayo tears up because of that. Because yeah, she's a couple hundred years old because she's been a demon. And yeah, she's got, Yushiro there who loves her. But to be considered human by this spell, by Nezuko, that honestly does mean something to her, So I really enjoyed that. And then yeah, Tamayo and Yushiro are going to go off somewhere else. I hope that Tanjiro and Nezuko can find them again. And then there was the whole thing of, should Nezuko stay with them? And yeah, honestly, it's like, you gotta stick together. And part of me is like, well, you gotta stick together because you can't win a fight by yourself. No offense, Tanjiro, but I don't really think you should be giving up your muscle, And that's what your little sister is. Muscle, So yeah. It's like, you can't give up Nezuko, but also just the fact that it's like, no, we're in this together. We're not going to be split apart. So that was good. Yeah, and then at the end, we had the other guy. I don't remember. Did they ever say his name? I don't think they did. But we had the blonde-looking dude who is so desperate to get married because he doesn't want to die alone. He's like, oh, buddy, this ain't right. Why are you a demon slayer anyway? Why are you a demon slayer? It's like, it doesn't. I love that it didn't even give him any confidence that he was able to pass the Demon Slayer, final selection. He made it, but that's still no confidence boost for him, It just makes him all the more scared. It's like, well, I don't know. So we're going to have to figure out what's up with this guy. But yeah, overall, really, really good episode, and I'm looking forward to seeing where we're going with this poor sap, who probably shouldn't have been a Demon Slayer. But yeah, that is basically it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist for all of my Demon Slayer reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.